I am live. I'm alive. Hello. Happy Saturday. Is it a happy Saturday? I don't know. I've had a week. A week. Huh. It has been a lot. It is. Yeah. I yeah, I've just had a week. Let's just put it that way. I am fed up, and I'm trying. Well, hello, Simon. Fancy seeing you here. I saw you've put later. So, folks, you are interviewing. What was it a guy called Beneficial Tarot? See what he did there. I've not heard of his channel before, so if I have managed to get all the other little bits I want to do this afternoon done, I shall be seeing you there for a cup of catch up and cards. No, catching up with cup of catch up and cards is the solo ones you do. I should know, right? Fucking hell. That reminds me, I saw you had glided me. Started the channel a week ago, so that'll explain it, because I've not really been on the YouTubes. But yeah, I saw that you glided me, Simon. This is weird because it's like I'm just having a private glide with you. Oh, it says there's 4 people watching. It's like it's just me and you chatting like on Glide, but it's through my channel. But V Kestrel was here. Hello, lovely to see you. So yeah, I just filmed a video, an important Etsy shop update video regarding stuff that's happening with taxation changes with the EU, the European Union, and how that's affecting the way that I run things and stuff like that. Hello, MM and SL Wyman. Hello. So I filmed that. I still need to edit it and upload it. I'll probably put that up at the beginning of next week, so Monday or Tuesday, just because I don't want it to get lost in the noise of lots of lovely, juicy weekend content going up. And it's sort of a bit more, it's not a dry video, but it's not as like a fun tarot video. It's explaining the shop. We chat all the time, V. We just fell into old habits. Yeah. Yeah, I just thought I just filmed that video that is about 25 minutes long. It went longer than I wanted it to be, but I just wanted to cover all bases. And I did consider filming a too long don't read version, which is like, hey folks, this is what's happening with my Etsy shop due to these updates in rule changes with regards to shipping and tax. So please place all orders in one order. If you want to know why, go watch that video. But then I tried filming it like the little mini one 3 times, and it just kept coming off as soon as I started to try and explain a little bit of why I needed people to order all in one go, in one order, place it in one order rather than separate orders. It started to get long again. I was like, well, then they might as well just watch the 20-minute video. So I'm just going to put that up. Hey, Kat, you all right, my love? So yeah, and then I was like, I'm just going to go live. My coffee is now at a drinkable temperature. I'm feeling a little spacey because I've had to take strong painkillers because Aunt Flo is in town, causing a ruckus in my uterus. Uterus, not so cuterus. Yeah, so it's been a week with regards to dealing with stuff with my Etsy shop and all the changes that have been made, and having to like suspend shipping to the EU until I got stuff sorted out. But I will be able to open EU shipping up from my next Etsy update on the 19th of July. So that's a week and a bit away. I will also, there's one thing still in my Etsy shop that is tarot related. I'm surprised. I thought it was going to go quicker, which is the little set that I made, which I was so pleased with. I loved it so much. And it's the reading cloth and the matching pouch and the little matching bookmark set for your like tarot book or your tarot journal. And I think because it's not like, it's the cost, basically it costs the same as 2 pouches, but I think the reason it might put people off is because it's a pouch and a cloth, not a pouch and a pouch. I don't know. Hey Scott, you're right. But because the pouch would cost, the spread cloth costs the same as a pouch, simply because these little hearts and things, these are all, everything is hand drawn. I don't have like a die cutter or anything. I draw them all out individually. I cut them out with these tiny ass little scissors, and then I have to place them, and I have to hand stitch them all on, and then stitching all the way around this takes the same amount of time, if not longer, than stitching around the edges of a pouch. And then the pouch would actually, this pouch would actually cost more than my usual pouches, because my usual pouches I stitch on a charm, which is actually relatively quick, compared to then also having to hand draw, hand cut out, and hand stitch on little sort of decorative details. So then you get the bookmark as well. So actually I sell this set for £50, but it's worth at least 60, so you're saving £10 on the set. And I think maybe I should have put the bookmarks and spread cloths up separately first, so that people could see when the sets went up that they're actually saving a chunk of money. So they're saving, what's that? That's about, how much is £10 in dollars if you're American? Let's do pounds to US dollars. Let's see, you're saving nearly $14 buying the set together. So yeah, the set is adorable. Thank you, Sarah. It would be coming home with me, but I'm broke. Oh, I'm sorry. I know the feeling. And every time I think, oh, I'm not going to invest a whole bunch back into the shop this month because I need to try and actually make a living. And then I get hit with stuff like, oh, the EU have changed all its rules, and there's a whole thing with Brexit going on. So now I have to shell out like £200 for a printer, and that's the cheaper end of the fucking printers. Like, I was budgeting to get a thermal printer in the autumn, but I had to buy one this week because governmental changes to things. It's so frustrating. But also, what else have I been doing? I've been making tons and tons of brooches. I'm just obsessed with them. I've been making these brooches on and off for years. But usually I would make them with glitter foam and felt, but I don't want to do that anymore because the glitter foam, it sheds a little bit, and actually I quite like, just having. So I've been making these little brooches, badges, pins, whatever you want to call them. I've made loads. There's a little like psychobilly, there's a proper gothy one, black and grey, psychobilly green and purple lilac, neon orange and pink, like oozy, bleedy. I done loads. I just got into a roll with them. Oop! Like loads of them. So yeah, and the good thing is, because stuff is starting to sell more slowly in my shop, I know that sounds bonkers, but I'm actually pleased that it's slowing down a bit, because it means that people who are not at home or are not able, or their internet is a bit slow, when my shop updates go live every other week, and have been unable to get any pouches or anything, that's not going to be the case. I've had people email me going, oh, I'm usually at work when your updates go live, and I'm unable to I'm not actually able to just like go on the internet and purchase. I've had people say they've been in the middle of the school run. I've had people say that's the time they go to the gym. I've had some people say that their internet's really slow, and that they struggle to, they've had stuff in their basket, but then it's been sort of swiped from, because you could have, until it's checked out. Like, for example, I think that spread cloth set is in 2 people's baskets in at the moment. It says 1 available, but it's in 2 people's baskets, for those of you that haven't shopped on Etsy before and haven't seen that. So, and then someone will be checking out, but whoever's other basket it was in has checked out quicker because their internet's quicker. So that won't be, Sarah's going, bye. Oh, you've got blood work. You take care. I've got blood work next Friday, pre-op assessment again, because delays due to COVID. But yeah, so the people that were initially not able to get pouches will be able to get pouches, so that's good. But also, it's in the middle of the night for V. So exactly, so V, There were pouches still available on Tuesday and Wednesday this week, so they are selling more slowly. So it means that you won't have to worry about it being in the middle of the night. You'll be able to, if you want to buy anything. Obviously, there's never any expectation or pressure for people to buy from me. It's your money, do what you want. Some people might look at my pouches and fucking hate them, and that's fine. They're not going to be for everyone. Some people prefer drawstring. Some people prefer like just fabric ones. Some people prefer, the really beautiful like cardboard, clamshell, beautiful paper ones. All that, everyone likes different things, and that's fine. So it means that people will be able to buy them more, which is great, but also it means that there'll be more stuff in my shop for longer, which also makes my shop more visible via Etsy's search engine optimization to people who don't know about my shop. So there are obviously people out there that read tarot or oracle, and they don't know about Kelly Bear pouches, so they might be searching on Etsy for tarot bag, tarot pouch, and if I've got more stuff in my shop, it's going to pop up, it's going to come up, so it'll make my shop more visible, and it will just mean more people will be able to get pouches without panicking or rushing or like so that's good. And hopefully it will also stop people panicking and buying 2 pouches and then going, oh, that other one's still there, I'm going to buy that, because I can no longer process separate orders with regards to the digital system because of the way it assigns tax codes. So yeah, I will say, I know people know me for my pouches, and that's pretty much why people go to my shop. But I am an accessory maker. I didn't make these, but I do make. There's a lovely customer gifted me these, very sweet. But I do make hair accessories and things like brooches. I've got earrings in the shop. I've got, like, at the moment, someone Mendy. No, who bought my? Someone bought my. Who was it? Oh my god. Someone bought my ghost earrings, and my brain. Oh, it was Deanne, Blue Crescent Tarot. She bought my ghosty earrings, but my coffin ones are still there. But come Halloween, there's going to be lots more spooky accessories. There'll be a Halloween themed range of tarot stuff, and there'll also be Halloween themed accessories because it's my season. Deanne, yeah, it was Deanne Simon. So these are obviously got Halloween written all over them in this purple and green and black and grey and blood red ooze. So yeah, I'm going to be putting all these up. I've also made a little earrings as pair as well, which are really cute. Where did the earrings go? I haven't put the earring hooks on them yet, but they're so cute. I'm obsessed, and I kind of want to keep them for myself. I don't know what I've done with them, but yeah, I've got little earring ones as well. Here they are. They're right here. They got lost in the group. See these little mini ones? They're going to be dangly earrings, and I'm thinking of doing sets. So it's the dangly earrings and a match, because obviously this doesn't match. This would be like matching set of brooch and earrings, or like hair clips. Cute. I love it. So yeah, there will be. I'm trying. Obviously, that's probably a bit of a slightly different demographic or customer base or whatever. So I'm hoping that side will take off, because honestly, I'm surprised the little coffin earrings are still in there. I thought they were going to go. Some goth was going to stumble upon them and snap them up. But that's the thing, because there's not much in my shop, it's not showing up for people when they search. So just got to keep at it. So I also did this embroidered heart yesterday. It's really thick, layers and layers of embroidery floss, and then I just backed it to cover all the mess. And I want to keep this for myself, because it was actually several hours of sewing, believe it or not, for this one thick chunky thing. But it was just, I needed to decompress yesterday afternoon, so I spent the afternoon sewing. It was on an embroidery hoop, obviously I didn't sew this tiny little thing, and then I was playing an online tabletop game with some friends, and called Monster of the Week. It's really fun. It's kind of like Buffy or Supernatural. It's like a procedural Monster of the Week tabletop. It's kind of like D&D, but not. It's like it's a lot simpler. The rules are a lot simpler, and it's a lot more sort of role play than combat heavy. It's really fun. Anyway, and then I continued to sew and finish this throughout my game as well last night, which was several hours. So yeah, it was quite a bit of work, but I love it, and I can't decide whether I'm going to turn it into a brooch for myself or use it, sew it on as a patch to my denim jacket. Probably going to put it on as a patch, actually. That'd be cute. Just because, yeah, I hadn't done any like straight up like embroidery for a while. I'm having to like polish up on that. So let's see. Tycon, say hi, Tycon. You're right, my love. Or you'd buy what? Oh, you'd buy your. My holes have healed up. I can't imagine you with big dangly coffin earrings, Simon. It doesn't feel like it's your like aesthetic. I love that embroidered heart. That's so text. Yeah, like I didn't want to do, that really neat embroidery. I'm not, because I'm out of practice with like classic embroidery. I just was like, it's been a bit of a barrier to me sitting down with an embroidery hoop and like getting on with doing my samplers, like practicing. So I was like, you know what, fuck it. I'm just gonna like do like just scrappy, but it feels so satisfying, like, and chunky. Is that weird? Like, it feels really substantial. Anyway, I'll pop that over there. Hi, Simon. I almost never wear earrings, and everyone I can think of that would love them either never got their ears pierced or has had the holes reseal themselves. Oh, wow. I wear earrings. Do you know what? I just realised I was looking at my face and like going, why do I look weird? But it's because I've not got any earrings in to like, and because I've put on a little bit of weight due to my doctor. I was having some unexplained weight loss, and the hospital were like, you're going down and down and down. But I wasn't trying to lose weight. And they were like, you actually need to see if you can put weight on so we can work out if there's something more sinister going on, along with having some blood tests and stuff. So then I was like, sure, hum. So I think I managed to put on, in the space of 3 months, I've managed to put on 9 or 10 pounds. I can see it in my face again and in my arms a little bit. But now I have to go back to eating normally the way I was before and see what happens and see whether the weight falls off or if it just comes off slowly. So I'm being monitored. But yeah, I can really see. I'm like, oh yeah. But it's good to know that I was able to put weight on, because I was really trying for a while and nothing was going on, and I was getting quite scared because it can be a sign of some serious issues. And it wasn't my thyroid. My thyroid function had been checked with the blood tests and stuff. So, and when I had my MRI scan, my thyroid looked fine. So yeah. So I've been back to eating normally for the last little while. I'll probably be back to what I was before at the end of the year. Slow and steady wins the race, as they say. But I'm really deconditioned. I feel because I'm not going anywhere. I'm not lifting my makeup kit anymore. I'm not carrying my kit all over London. I'm not constantly standing up for hours on end, doing people's hair and lifting my arm up and using tongs and stuff like that. I can really feel where I've lost a lot of muscle mass and strength, and I really, really hate that. But because I have ME and fibromyalgia, building my strength up is a really long, slow process with lots of setbacks, because if I just push myself even just a tiny bit, I can push myself into a flare-up. It's a thing. It's really frustrating, but I hate feeling like I've lost a lot of my my guns, and I miss them. But now we all want to see you in the big coffin earrings. I have my own coffin earrings. My coffin earrings are bigger than my shop coffin earrings, because I was a bit worried that people would be like, those are a bit much, Kelly. But for myself, I'm like, more is more. So let me grab my little jewelry box. Let's put the coffin earrings on, and then it'll go with my skull ring. There we go. Off we go. I'm here. Boop, boop, boop. These are bigger. My shop ones are probably sort of, yeah, they're smaller essentially. I'm hoping though, even people that don't wear spooky stuff all year round will want to buy stuff at Halloween. But I need to find my fellow goths who want and darklings to See, that looks better already. So yeah, I don't even know what this live is. I was just feeling kind of hyped after filming that other video, and I haven't like filmed a video for at least a couple of months because I just go live. I just go live all the time because I'm a lazy git, and I a lot of my lives are very sort of spontaneous. I'm like, usually when I'm procrastinating from doing work, so I'm just like, I'm just gonna go live. But also I've been feeling, you know, I said in my previous live or the one before that you know, I've been essentially sort of shielding for what are we now? We're in mid-July, so that's 12. So for 16 months. So, you know, I do go to the park with Nomi, Dr. Nomi, and I do go to the post office to drop off my my shop stuff, my parcels every other week, once 2 times a month. And I occasionally stop to get a coffee. There is a coffee place that's opened up. Literally, I live above a shop. 2 shops down, there is now a coffee place being run by these 2 young guys, and they do vegan cake. And because it's just a tiny little like shop, you can't go inside. They have like one of those bars across, so you literally, you wait outside. It's almost like a to go. It's a to go only, so I literally just walk 2 doors along and it's like tap. I don't have to worry about wearing a mask or anything because I can literally stand like here and go, can I get a black Americano? Give them my cup, my key cup. They make it, they put it back on the counter, and I'm outside in the breeze, and I just literally I can still grab my cup from like a bit of a ways away, and they're wearing masks, so because they're both in there together. So how cool is that? So Simon says I still prefer filming than going live. Do you know what? I used to prefer filming than going live, but because since I've just gotten lazy, I've kind of gone the other way round, and I think I keep putting off. I have a really long list now of videos that I want to make that I need to film, but I keep not making them because I'm like, oh, you know. And I think it's also because I've got the Etsy shop. I can go live quickly and then just finish and then go back to what I was doing. Whereas if I film a video, I might, you know, I'm a rambler. My videos get quite long. So if I film the same amount of video that's about the same amount of time, same length as a lot of my lives, I still have to, depending on the video, edit it and process it and upload it and do all the other stuff that, you know, the tags and all that jazz for it. Whereas I just go live and that's it, one and done. So I feel like, well, instead of filming videos for my tarot channel, I should be making stuff for my Etsy shop. You know, that whole like capitalist work thing. But also my poor art channel, which I sort of went into with gusto at the beginning of the year, that's been neglected as well. So I'm like, if I'm going to film videos, I should be filming videos for that channel. But I soon realized a lot of the video ideas that I have involve me needing a proper video camera, so which I still hadn't bought. I finally deposited the money that I got for Christmas and birthday into my account about a month ago, so it's now there, but I was holding off because I was waiting for some hospital results, because I was like, well, if I'm going to get bad news, I probably want to blow that money on other stuff, not a camera. Ever the optimist, me. But also just because I don't know what camera to get. I still don't know. One of my favorite artists, though, that I follow, she's just done a video which breaks down all of her equipment, her favorite equipment and filming equipment. Excuse me. So I'm going to check that out this weekend and finally get around to choosing a camera within the next couple of weeks, because then I can finally start doing all the videos I wanted to do on my art channel, and I'll feel less bad about filming those because it's part of my making art, and making art is kind of my job. I've always made stuff for a living or done creative jobs. So whereas tarot is a hobby. But anyway, what I was going to say is the lives are also a nice way for me to interact, because for 16 months my husband and I have been shielding, and we've seen pretty much, you know, I went on like a couple of walks with friends over the summer and autumn last year. I think I've been on one walk. No, I haven't been on any walks with my friend Emmy this year at all at the park. I don't see people. So I think it's also my way of like not feeling lonely and like I'm losing my marbles, sat up here on my own every day working. And obviously I can go downstairs and you know, chat with my husband quickly, but he's flat out with work. Like sometimes he's still working at 11:30 at midnight at the moment. It's been crazy for him. So he's just really stressed out and busy, and he works downstairs. So I'm up here, and Nomi just is most of the time with Simon, because my husband's called Simon, for people who don't know, not Simon here in the Hermit's Cave. Confuses some people. You know, it's so I'm lonely. So let's see. Thanks, V. 4 years in, I still feel anxious live, whereas I know I can edit when I film. Yeah, that is. I accidentally closed the window and it confused me, but you can still see me even if I closed my window. That's the thing, I keep looking in the wrong area because I'm looking at myself like a bellend, whereas if I was looking properly, if I look where I'm looking now, does it look like I'm looking right at you directly at the camera? Or is it? It's weird, isn't it? Truth be known, I know that videos take a lot of work and I can see the skills, but I tend to enjoy the lives a bit more. The interaction is nice. Yeah, I think there's a place for everyone. Simon says, I love using my iPhone for filming good, clear quality. Yeah, Simon, I did make some videos for my art channel with my phone. 2 problems with that, though. If I'm filming a vlog of me making tutorials and other stuff, I need 2 cameras, so this and a video camera. Second reason being, this quality of this camera, even with a strong ring light, isn't good enough for what I'm filming. It's actually I've tried, and you can see even it doesn't seem to work even with my tarot videos. I've had people leave really nasty comments going, oh, your lighting for these like viewing down videos are shit, and they are. I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm trying to figure it out. Like, so I don't know, I think I didn't get a response to those comments because I think they thought, oh, okay, I've slagged her off and she's agreed with me. And it's something I'm very aware of, and that's also another reason I've put off filming some videos, because they involve top down. I'm like, I just can't get the lighting right. And like Simon gets great lighting, and Sandra at the Whispering World gets great lighting. Everyone seems to have great lighting. Jen's band, everyone seems to be able to get it right, and I just can't, and I don't know why. And the third reason is because I've had so many hospital and doctors and medical appointments, and I've been waiting on referrals, and I've been waiting on phone calls and all that kind of stuff. I need to be able to answer my phone in case it's the hospital saying, like, I got a phone call at the beginning of the week saying that I'm due for a pre-op assessment, and they want me to, you know, come in, and I had a phone call pre-op assessment, so I needed to have my phone. Sorry, I'm listening because the doorbell's gone. I'm waiting to see if I can hear my husband answering the door. So it's sort of, my brain was in 2 places at once. But also, oh, my thing's slipping down there. Sorry, my little microphone spoffle, pop thing, this thing, pop filter. Yeah, if I'm waiting for a hospital phone call for my pre-op assessment, which I had this week, I can't really be filming on it because I missed an important hospital phone call when I was filming a what do you call it, a vlog, and that's when I stopped making videos, because it really upset me and put me off, because I then had to, it pushed back a very important appointment for the breast clinic by like another week because I missed the phone call. And that's quite a serious thing, right? And I mistakenly thought that if I'm filming on my camera phone, that if a phone call comes through, my phone will still ring, but it doesn't. If I'm looking at the camera and I'm filming myself, and I'm looking at the screen, a little thing drops down and shows incoming call. But because I had it like up on a phone holder up here on like an arm filming, and I wasn't looking at the screen, I was looking down at my sketchbook, and it's silent. It's a silent thing saying incoming call. That would have come up, but I missed it. And so I was really like shit. And that was when you can see like I was doing loads of videos and then it just stopped. And it was because I missed that really important phone call. And I was like, I cannot, with all the medical stuff I've got going on, I need to be able to answer my phone in case it's the hospital or my GP or whatever, or it's results or for things. So there's like 3 like main reasons. You know, I need 2 cameras for some of the stuff I want to make. The quality isn't good enough for what I want to do, and very importantly, I can't miss medical phone calls. So that is all that's all a thing. Wow, that was a waffle, wasn't it? But I just air all my laundry on my fucking channel, don't I? My coffee's at that, like, I need to drink it before it goes a bit too cold stage. Truth be known, I saw that one. That's so brutal. It makes me cross that the government is consistently throwing folk under the bus this way. What's this? Under the bus? For what? It's even more confusing when we are both under the same roof. Oh, what, the Simons? Yeah, that's so funny. It's happened several times when Simon's been to stay, and I've walked into the living room and they're both sat on the sofa, and I go, Simon, and they both turn around and go, yeah. It's so funny. Just both, because obviously, of course, they're both going to turn around. It's both their names. It's very, very funny. So anyway, I was thinking, what kind of tarot thing can we do? Oh, I could talk about what I've been reading. Why not? We all like books, right? Oh, I think that I've just realized, I think that doorbell, I think that was a delivery for me, because I ordered some books yesterday because I was really upset about stuff. Personal stuff, family stuff, and I did something I haven't done for a really long time and went, fuck it, I'm going to retail therapy, and I ordered myself a couple of books. That's what I did. But I finished last weekend even. I finished The Doll Factory by Elizabeth McNeil. I think I showed that I bought this. Oh my dog. I love me some Victorian London fiction, whether it is a book, a series, a film. I love me a Victorian period drama specifically set in London, especially when it gets the costuming right for this, because Victorian fashions changed a lot throughout the Victorian era. Victorian era was like 60 years, you know, quite a long time for fashions to change. But also when it's kind of like dark and macabre. This is dark and creepy and set in Victorian London. And it's great because the author is explaining areas of London. And I'm like, I know that road. I know that building. I know that street. I know where she's talking about. I know it's my home. So I know London pretty well. So especially when they're talking about London back in the day, because London was a lot smaller. Like where I am now wasn't classed as London, it was classed as Essex. Where I grew up, even like Tufnell Park, Kentish Town, Highgate, Holloway, that wasn't even really metropolitan. It was a much smaller part. So if you know all of like the East End, because I'm in the East End but a little bit further north, so it's a little bit more out, but if you know like the Docks and the East End, and you know the Central, and like all, you know, Fitzrovia and Soho and all that lot, and like Hyde Park, it's really fun to read. And the City, so yeah, I highly recommend this. Let's see, wasn't there a TV show in the 80s called Simon and Simon? I don't know. As in having to isolate for so bloody long because heaven forfend we could lock down more sensibly. I know. Well, we shouldn't have, you know, what is it that the scientists I follow are saying? Lockdown only happens because the government has failed to act quickly enough. It's a failure of health policy, of public health policy, and a lack of public health policy that causes countries to lock down generally as a rule, because some countries kept COVID low without having to lock down because they put really good mitigations in place. I follow a lot of scientists online. I also follow Independent Sage. I follow The Lancet, the British Medical Association, the British Medical Journal, the World Health Organization. They have all come out to condemn the UK government's choice for the 19th of July. It is 100% a political choice. It is not governed by the science at all. They have fudged numbers, they have hidden numbers, they have failed to answer questions regarding certain numbers, even though they have them, because they don't want to let people know the truth. It's really, really frustrating. And the little things that I was doing, like going to the post office and grabbing a coffee, I don't feel safe. I'm not going to feel safe doing anymore. So I don't know what's going to happen with my shop. It's really, really frustrating because, 50% of the entire world of the UK adult population is fully vaccinated. They keep saying it's 60 something percent. It is 60%. Sorry, 60 something percent of the adult population is vaccinated, but only 50% of the entire population, because the population includes children and teenagers. And then they've taken the decision to not vaccinate teenagers, despite the fact that loads of other countries are doing it safely, because they're saying, oh, it doesn't affect children. It's not about it just infecting. It doesn't affect children seriously, like less children will die or get long COVID. But it's not just about that. It's about the fact that children are the largest drivers of infection at the moment, and it makes it easier for mutations to develop. And because there's a lot of partially vaccinated people, it helps develop. We're a petri dish for creating a vaccine evading variant, which then is very dangerous for the rest of the world if that escapes, because less than 10% of the entire world's population is fully vaccinated. So it is a global health issue. So they're playing a huge gamble. The World Health Organization are not impressed with the decision that's been made. It's so upsetting, because I'm like, well, now I can't even go inside to that particular coffee shop, or I can't quickly just pop into there to the supermarket. I already felt nervous doing it, but now that no one is going to be keeping the fuck away or wearing masks, and they kept, well, exercise personal responsibility and personal choice. Personal choice? How is it a personal choice? If wearing a mask protects other people, if I'm wearing a mask, that's protecting other people, but other people are not wearing a mask. That's not my personal choice, and they're not protecting me. It's a whole thing. And that's one of the reasons I've been really stressed and upset about, And then my mum's like saying the same thing. Oh, we just have to learn to live with it. They keep saying, the government keeps saying, we just have to learn to live with it. We just have to learn to live with it. We don't have to learn to live with it. There's loads of governments that have managed to have their people not have to live with it. And so, they keep going, well, if we don't unlock now, when? And it's like, when the fucking vaccination program is finished. They keep saying when, and then scientists keep going, when the vaccination program's finished, which would be for the adult population by the end of September, which in the grand scheme of things of what we've done so far isn't that long. And if we are going to have to live with this virus, then surely you keep mitigations in place, like social distancing and mask wearing, in order to enable freedom for more people and to reduce transmission. It's not even rocket science. It's not even it's not even complicated epidemiology and virology. It's like most basic, I still think a lot of people don't even understand what exponential growth means. It's just a failure. It's a combination of the past 5 years of this whole rhetoric over here and in the US of not trusting experts. We're not listening to experts. So people think, why am I going to listen to a scientist? And plus, bad education regarding science and mathematics, so people don't understand basic concepts like fucking exponential growth, and just the media being complicit in sort of parroting this fucking rhetoric that the government are putting out. It's so worrying. And my mum was like, well, you did that, you've made, it's just, we're gonna have to live with it, and it's your choice to stay indoors. I'm like, I don't choose to be immunocompromised. My husband doesn't choose to be vulnerable. Do you think he genuinely think it's better for me to go and be going and doing all sorts of things and putting myself and other people at risk? Like, oh my God. It's so stressful. I've been at home for a long time also, needing an operation. I was very scared of catching it and needing to push back my operation even further. I do feel safer now 3 weeks after my operation. Oh, I'm glad, Ellen Books and Tarot. Lovely to see you, by the way. Hello. So yes, some choice cat, right? So at least when people were wearing masks, a lot of people were not wearing masks, but some people were wearing masks. It sort of made me feel a little bit like, okay, well, I could go and do that tiny little thing, or I can do, I want to be able to go browse in bookshops and come out with an armful of books. I want to be able to rummage in charity shops and come out with some great little goth finds and trinkets. I want to be able to go to my favorite pub and sit and chat and drink and throw cards for friends. It's not like I enjoy this. It's like, I don't know, it's so frustrating and upsetting. And I just feel like after 16 months and we're so close, they're fucking it up. And I'm not even a scientist. I couldn't begin to imagine how a lot of these scientists that I follow, they look like they're just pulling their bloody hair out. It's just, oh my God. But yeah, I've and this is the thing, and people, we just have to live with it. We just have to live with it. But you're saying if you're allowing for 100,000 cases or more a day, but then in the same breath saying we need to deal with this backlog with the NHS. Yeah, I know. I'm waiting on exploratory surgery. If there wasn't a backlog, I would have had it already. I'm having my pre-op assessment next Friday again. I had one in February, but it's now expired. So I have to go for another one because it's missed the window of when I'm supposed to have the operation again. So that ad infinitum, that'll keep happening until I can finally have the exploratory surgery. So surely people going into hospital with COVID means that my operation is going to be delayed longer. Loads of people's operations and treatment is going to be delayed longer. They keep going, oh, well, we need to blah, 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 mental health and blah, 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 cancer. Yes, which they're currently trying to tackle the backlog right now. The woman that I spoke to last week seemed she was hoping that I would be able to get my exploratory surgery within the window of this pre-op assessment, which is like 16 weeks. And now with the announcement that they've said about the 19th of July, that now it looks unlikely. I might now have to wait another 6 months. I might not get my operation until next year. And I've already been waiting since last year. You know what I mean? And I'm in pain every day. It's a thing. So it's not like it doesn't affect my quality of health, but because it's not considered life-threatening, I just have to live with it, And so there are already hospitals that have gone, like in Scotland, that have gone on code black. Code black means that they have no ICU beds left and all non-urgent and elective surgeries are cancelled already, and we haven't even fully opened up. It's a strange time to throw the rules out the window. That's the thing. Cases are rising even with the mitigations that we have in place. And people go, well, we can't lock down forever. We can't lock down forever. What we're in is not fucking lockdown. You can get on public transport. You can go to work. You can go to the pub. You can eat inside a restaurant. You can go to a museum. You can go to a shop. You can go to a library. You can go, you can do all these things. All we're asking is wear a fucking mask and keep the fuck away from me. Keep 2 meters away at least and ventilate. And the frustrating thing about children with schools, they're saying, well, children can't be off school all the time. And it's like, they're going, oh, well, we're going to stop bubbling. We're going to stop children being in bubbles together. Firstly, 100 people is not a bubble. That is not a fucking bubble. Second of all, it's not bubbles that are the problem. It's the infections. And the reason that infections are rising is because they took masks out of schools on the 17th of May with the new Delta variant, which was already taking a foothold here. And they don't have ventilation in place. New York is dedicated to having air purifiers that scrub the air, clean the air for children, that ventilate the air and keep it clean and free of infection by the time kids go back to school after the summer break. They've dedicated to that, and other places are doing the same. They're making sure that children are wearing masks. They're making sure that children are socially distancing. Over here in the UK, they have not reduced class size. They do not they have no longer have space. The class sizes are too big. The classrooms are too small. So the children are too close together. A window cracked open is not ventilation, because if you picture it like cigarette smoke, being 2 meters apart, people go, well, we're 2 meters apart. It doesn't matter, because if you're breathing, The air that you're breathing doesn't stop at the 2 meters. People don't understand what happens. If you think about cigarette smoke, we used to be able to smoke indoors in the UK until about 2007. I used to smoke indoors. I met my husband at a nightclub that we both worked at, and I would smoke inside. When I turned up at the nightclub before the event started, and I had my first cigarette of the evening inside the club, my cigarette smoke sort of dissipated into the air and you didn't really notice it. Halfway through the night, when it's filled with 150 people in that little club and there's loads of people smoking, the air was thick with smoke, despite the fact that they had AC and ventilation. You could see it. So if you could see the droplets that people were breathing out, it would make you more aware, right? But when you can't, so the best analogy we have to explain it to people is cigarette smoke. It gradually fills a space up. 1 or 2 people smoking, not much of a problem. But that smoke doesn't stop at 2 meters. It continues to fill and fill and fill and fill unless there's somewhere to scrub it or for fresh through breeze, constantly cleaning the air. Ventilation has been proven to be one of the most important factors in fighting this pandemic. And our government is just not putting anything in place with regards to schools. No dedication to reducing class size or alternating home learning and in-class learning to split classes like they've done in places like France. They don't want to keep masks. They don't want to put in ventilation systems. And I know that because I've got friends, loads of friends who are teachers who are just terrified, some of which have only had 1 jab or haven't, some of them that are in their 20s that have had no jabs yet. And they have no choice. If they're working and there's all these, what tiny mitigation they were removed, they don't have a choice. They're being put at risk. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm just moaning about COVID for 15 minutes. I can because it's a thing, but like, oh my God. Anyway, I can imagine you are done with it. I'm so done with it. And that's the thing, like people going, oh, we just have to get back to real life. We just have to get back to normal. Pretending the pandemic doesn't exist and taking mitigations away doesn't make it go away and doesn't make things better and doesn't actually let things get back to normal. It's going to let it get out of control and put loads of people at risk from long-term illness and long COVID. You're going to have a younger generation of people who are permanently ill and disabled with long COVID. And as someone who lives with chronic illnesses that can be classed as a disability and who struggles so much with being able to function just as a normal human being and get things done in my day-to-day life and just live my life because of my illnesses, I can only sympathize with people that have long COVID. And long COVID is like ME on steroids because it affects the brain, it causes brain damage, it affects the heart, it affects the lungs, it affects the liver, it's doing stuff to kidneys. There's all these things going on that we don't even know. We know people, me and my husband, who had like had a mild COVID in March 2020 who still are unwell, and they're now looking at stuff to do with their lungs, if there's permanent damage to the lungs and to their heart. They had a mild case. We don't know enough about it. It's really bad. I'm fully vaccinated. Hello, Nicole. But I'm autoimmune. So it does. This is the thing. I have autoimmune issues as well. So not only is I had the AstraZeneca. 1 dose is only 30% effective against the Delta variant. 2 doses of AstraZeneca are only 60 to 65% effective against the Delta variant. And if you're immunocompromised, who knows what it's doing. To me, so it does nothing if others are going to give it to me anyway. That's the thing, and people don't realize that getting vaccinated doesn't stop you getting COVID. It makes you less likely to get it, a bit like a condom. It's prophylactic, right? It's a level of prophylactic. It's prophylactic vaccination. So it's, you know, even the Pfizer, even if the Pfizer is 95% effective against most variants, that still leaves 5% for people that are fully vaccinated to become sick. People can still get it, they can still spread it. They're also more likely to be asymptomatic, which means they're more likely to spread it because they don't realize they have it. So that's the thing when they say always act like you have COVID so that you're keeping yourself and others safe. And the thing that's the problem at the moment that scientists are saying is because only 50% of the adult population is fully vaccinated, those that are partially vaccinated and those that are not vaccinated are more likely still to get sick with this more virulent Delta strain. And so, you know, that then also can carry through people who are fully vaccinated. If everyone is vaccinated, then it's the same with everyone wearing a mask. It's the same concept, because then everyone has got this 95%, or depending on what the variant is, you know, they've all got these protective bubbles. And then you don't just rely on vaccines. You protect the vaccine rollout, you protect the vaccination program by continuing to socially distance, by continuing to wear masks. It's not vaccines and that's it. It's vaccines and masks and social distancing and ventilation, all those things. It's called the Swiss cheese model of protection. So you can think of a slice of Swiss cheese, it's got holes in. So if you put a slice of Swiss cheese and it's got 2 holes in, and you've got COVID here, the COVID can get through the holes, right? So this first slice of Swiss cheese is, say, 2 meters distance. But then you put another slice of Swiss cheese in front of that one, but the holes are in different places. So what happens is that the COVID can get through maybe one of those holes, but there's still a bit of a barrier. So that next barrier is wearing a mask, right? So then it's an extra layer of protection. And then you put another layer of Swiss cheese, which will have a hole or 2 in it. And that's like vaccines, right? So then a couple of things might get through, but, you know, ultimately it's going to be another layer of protection. And then there's another layer of Swiss cheese, and that's ventilation, for example. So what happens is, if you buy a block, do you know there's like Swiss cheese and it's pre-sliced? If you pick up a block of pre-sliced Swiss cheese, you can't actually see all the way through it, because all of the little layers of Swiss cheese with the holes are all blocked up by the next layer of Swiss cheese. Do you see what I mean? So that's the explanation. So you don't just have, you know, just vaccines. And I think a lot of people have made the mistake of thinking that because they're vaccinated, they can just go about their day-to-day lives without taking all those other mitigations in place. And you shouldn't, because not everyone is vaccinated. And even if everyone is vaccinated, you still need to continue those mitigations on for a bit longer, because you want to make sure that you've really gotten rid of the virus that's being put about. I have gone on about COVID for about 20 minutes now. I have read so much about it. I follow so many scientists about it. I watched the independent SAGE meetings. I watched the emergency summit meeting on Thursday morning regarding it. I am not a scientist. I am not an expert, but I'm listening to people who are, and they are worried. And I keep seeing the stats that are coming out. And don't even get me on going on test events, which were a political choice, was not advised scientifically, and they fudged the way that they did it, and then they hid a bunch of information in the small print, which basically said these test events cannot be used as an example that large events are safe, because they were relying on people to get tested within 5 days after the event. They had a 14%, less than 14% return on that, of people actually getting tested. And then after 5 days, there's no point, because of the way that the virus works, and with regards to what's the word, being infectious and stuff. Anyway, I mean, I would like to go back to normal too, but normal does not include people dying and ending up with long-term illnesses in these numbers over some perfectly preventable. That's the thing. The fact that Johnson said, oh, we expect numbers to be up to 50,000 on the 19th of July. And then Javid was saying on Tuesday in Parliament, because I was watching that live as well, and Prime Minister's questions on Wednesday as well. I've basically had the Parliament channel and the news channel on a lot. He was saying, numbers could get up to 100,000. So they've already doubled it. So they're basically, what they're doing is, if they keep saying this, they're seeding it out there. So they normalize 100,000 cases in people's head. They're like, well, that's normal. That's going to happen. And they keep using this idea that it's better to have a wave now than in winter. And I've watched some scientists explain why that actually is a nonsensical argument and doesn't actually make sense. Like, it doesn't make sense. Oh my God. I'm just like, and then, you know, the news are not being any better because they're not challenging it, you know. And the news does this thing where, I can't remember what it's called. It's something to do with, there's a specific name for it. But say, for example, because this is what they did this week. It's a literal example. Then one of the news channels had a discussion about the government's choice about removing masks. And in this discussion, one of the people was an epidemiologist who specializes in like SARS COVID infections. The other person in the interview was an anti-mask campaigner. And I can't remember the name of the phenomenon, but what happens when a media outlet does that, what they do to the public that are watching it, it makes the public perceive that these two people's opinions are of equal weight. Someone who is just a regular Joe and being an anti-mask lobbyer their opinion is not equal to the professional expert knowledge of the subject of a scientist whose field of study that is. They're not equal. Also, it's the same thing that's happened with the climate crisis. What happens is something like 97% of scientists agree that human-led climate change is a real thing, tangible thing. 2 to 3% of scientists disagree. But what happens is when a news channel has a climate scientist on and an anti-climate scientist on, in the public's view, these people have equal weight and equal voice, but actually the overwhelming voice is that consensus is 97 to 98% of scientists agree. You see what I mean? So I think these kinds of things need to be taught in school. Critical thinking needs to be taught in schools. Basic things to do with understanding basic concepts, scientific concepts, and mathematics really need to be had, because this is it just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. Oh, Robin's here. Hi, Robin. And Antoinette's here. Hi, Antoinette. Antoinette is saying, I'm not taking my mask off till November and restaurants won't see me. Yeah, same here, Antoinette. I won't be taking my mask off until the end of next winter, at least, because people going, well, we've had lower flu in the past year than we've ever had on record. Yeah, because people have been keeping their distance and wearing masks, you fucking genius. Oh my God. Like, can you not see that these two things are linked? People going, oh, it's just like the flu. It's not just like the flu. It's not just like the flu. It's a totally different thing. Hey Simon, Low Scarabeo got back to me with a no answer. Language free cards. They basically follow their website, blah, blah, blah. Something to do with them putting languages on their cards. I'm just going to keep trimming those borders off, I guess. I tried to reach you, but it's in Facebook. It's not working. Messenger is fine. Marsha just messaged me earlier. Oh, anyway, yeah. So this just turned into a fucking moan, didn't it? Bloody hell. Oh, what else? I was going to say what else I was reading. I got such a rant, didn't I? A half an hour rant about COVID. The other thing that I've started reading, which I'm a bit of a ways in, is The Parable of the Sower by Octavia E. Butler, my favourite author from the Literary Witches Project last year. Oh my God. Reading this book in the middle of all the climate disaster stuff that's going on with the heat waves and all, well, just everything's going awful, and like a pandemic. Octavia Butler, it's very prescient is all I'm going to say. And I'm like, wow, this is, oh. Has anyone read this? Yeah, but it's good. I'm enjoying it. It's very good. I knew it was going to be good because it's Octavia Butler. I love the way she writes. There's something very sort of there's no pretense there. It's very, I don't know how to explain it, but it's just something about it just feels so accessible and enjoyable. I don't know. I can't explain it. So yeah, now I need to drink some water. Yo. Okay, what else have I read? Just trying to think. I've got the two books that I ordered. I ordered Small Magic or Little Magic by, oh God, what's the author's name? I can't remember. And I ordered a book by David Nichtern, who is a meditation teacher. He's done quite a lot of episodes of the Duncan Trussell Family Hour podcast, which is awesome. If you've ever seen the Midnight Gospel on Netflix, it's the actual podcast that's taken from. Bye, Ellen. You take care. Going to walk to get your dish back. And I hope you can recover well, my dear. So yeah. Wow, I'm nearly at an hour. I've talked myself till my voice is hot. I just talked at you, and it's just ranted at you, and you're all here like listening to me rant. Why? What are you doing with your weekend? What am I doing with my weekend? I think I just despair, and it's been a rough week. Excuse me, with all this news, and having a bit of a Barney with my mum yesterday regarding all this, and hearing her basically say, well, I just choose to stay indoors, that's my choice. It makes it feel like she just sort of disregards the fact that I'm clinically vulnerable, and that I'm just being silly, and that just get on with it. And also, she's just sort of taken in by all of the governmental bullshit, and it's just like, oh god. So that upset me. I was so upset yesterday. And then the news and the health stuff and the stress with the shop. It's just been a week. I guess I just needed to. That's why I didn't go live during the middle of the week. I guess I just needed to offload. I'm trying not to cry. It's been a lot. It's been a lot. It's just frustrating trying to get people to understand or to care. Some of those people happen to be, family members or very close to me. It's just, it's a thing. Any other decks? Yeah, let's finish this on like a happier note, even though I'm at an hour now. But let's just turn it back to tarot. I can't imagine anyone wanting to watch back this hot mess, but I appreciate those of you that are here. Any decks coming in other than moon babies? No. And oh yeah, you mentioned, was it you that mentioned something about an update? But because my husband, as a anniversary present on his Kickstarter account, he has to forward me the emails with the updates, but I haven't seen any ones recently, I don't think. So yeah, it'll be, but when it gets sent, it'll get sent with his name on it and everything. So I don't really know too much that's going on with that. I keep forgetting that that's meant to be arriving next month, I think, if everything's on schedule. So yeah, I don't have anything coming in. I've got the same usual ones that are on my wish list, which is the True Heart Intuitive, Trionfi della Luna Paradoxical Rose. I did I almost bought the Paradoxical Rose the other day, but again, with the with the cost of the deck plus the shipping plus the handling fee plus the customs, I was like, I just can't. So I think that deck will ever be elusive for me, unfortunately, even though I think it's prettier than the original Trionfi della Luna. What else? Yeah, I don't actually have any decks coming in. I've got a pre-order. I pre-ordered a deck, which I never do. I pre-ordered the Wild Unknown in a Tin, which comes out this autumn. Other than that, yeah, I did almost buy a Marseille deck, and a sort of an old reproduction Jean Noblet. That I was chatting to Tom Benjamin the other day. When was it? On Thursday. And he said he'd just got a couple of decks in, and one of them was this really lovely Marseille deck, and it's a reasonable price, and it's in the US, but the shipping was quite cheap. And I don't have like a sort of an old messy reproduction Marseille in my collection. Not that I need one. I can read with any of my other Marseilles, but sometimes you get a little hankering for a tarot deck, don't you? Even me, when I'm trying to be sort of quite. Actually, I've not really wanted to buy decks, but I'll see if I can. Let me find it for you. I'll put it in the thing. Let's find it. It's really nice. Let's see, favorites. Oh, there it is. I'm just going to copy the link, go back into StreamYard. Here we go. It's this one. Has anyone seen this one? Should be going up in the thing. Messy Marseille. Yeah, actually, tell a lie. I do have one. It's right here. But it's a really bad facsimile. It's the cheapest chips one that you can get in like it's the one, Simon, I sent you my copy that I'd modified, and then I trimmed this one. I wish I'd not trimmed it because I want to, one of the videos I want to do on my art channel was like aging this deck so it looks really old, like Childermass's deck in Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, the TV version. But it's actually a really muddy facsimile. I mean, it's got nice creamy backgrounds. It'll look better once it's aged. So yeah, that's the only one that I have, and it's quite big for my hands. I really struggle to get my hands around it. The cardstock's pretty good though, as cardstock goes. So yeah, what I also like about this is they have the arrow at the top to show you which way is up. Isn't that good? Or does it? Or is it just the way I've trimmed it? Or maybe it's just the way I've trimmed it now that I think about it. No, I think it... oh, no, yeah, I think that just tell you which way up it is. Yeah, it does. I can't remember. Green's here. Hi, Green. How you doing? I love my Kelly Bear Tarot Destroyer deck. Yeah. I still get people messaging me going, "Oh, you've ruined that deck." I'm like, well, it's my deck, so jog on. I'm not destroying your decks, am I? Like, some people, they all bug up their butt about stupid stuff, like, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Like, have you got anything else to worry about? Like, when I think about the things that I'm worrying about, they're like really intense things, like global health, climate change, my personal health situation. I ate one of my own hairs. What the fuck? How did that get in there? You know, trying to like survive and make a fucking living on a little Etsy shop, and there are people sending messages going, "You shouldn't trim decks because it destroys their soul." Decks like bits of card with pictures on. I'm sure it'll be fine. They're a tool. Well, I would say the tarot is a tool, but the person commenting that are also probably a bit of a tool. Like, you know, if I was going around telling everyone that they have to trim their decks and forcing people, that would be an issue, but I'm not. So, you know. Has anyone else got tarot decks coming in? What have you got coming in, Simon? You've always got stuff coming in, haven't you? Anyone else got any decks coming in? I keep fiddling with this brooch. This isn't a brooch. This necklace. It's not a necklace. This bracelet. Brain fog. Yeah, they're a tool. Yeah, I meant the tarot, but I also it's a hominin. Is it hominin? Double meaning. Yeah, fidgeting is a thing. So yeah, I'm gonna go now because oh, just received the 1971 JJ Swiss. Nice. What an original. Oh, actually, did that come up in my feed? I've not been on YouTube today. Like, looked at my subscription feed. Let's see. I don't have it coming up. You've got the scheduled thing. Oh no, Marsha is live. Okay, I'm going to go because Marsha is live and I don't want to step on her toes. I didn't realize. That's my bad. So yeah, I'm going to go watch Marsha. I'm going to go eat something because I've had way too much caffeine and painkillers and now I'm feeling a bit, well, oh, what's that? Somebody posted a tarot deck owned by Sylvia Plath up for sale. Oh wow, what? Sylvia Plath had a tarot deck? That's amazing. And you're loving Conrad's new deck. Conrad's got some lovely decks, hasn't he? So yeah, I'm going to go watch. Hang on. Actually, I'm going to post Marsha's link here so you can do like a tarathon jump along. There we go. There's Marsha's link. So yeah, pop over there. I'm going to go and stay safe, wear a mask, all that stuff. Love you. Take care. Ciao. Bye. Ciao.